Hi friends from around the world, how do you feel today? You feel angry, right? You feel angry for what happened to you today. I don't know what it is, but it may be you feel angry. Well, it is not very much astonishing that you feel angry, because what is ongoing on the world that is quite quite terrible for over the last 2 years, and whatever the mainstream media project to you, that is quite, well, you are angry. Okay, that's okay. I'm angry as well sometimes, but then I think, well, I project back to my life. And I remember when I was angry of whatever happened to me, though, it is not, life is not a straight line up. You have the valleys and you have the troughs and you have to go through it. And that makes you, well, problems, challenges, which you have to encounter and we have to go over. So at this moment, you feel anger because you think, well, that is not correct. That just happens to you because you're acting fine, and then this setback is not something which you deserve. So that happens to all of us. Now, looking back in my own career, I had these setbacks as well, right? So I'm grateful for each setback I had in my life, because each one made me better. It's teach me a lesson, if you want, but made me better. And I would go so far not missing one of my setbacks in the past. It sounds ridiculous to you now if you're in anger, but it is like this, because the anger is a momentaneous emotion which blinds you for everything else. Anger is the first step, so to say, to blame on others. And this is not, my last video, that is not what you should do, right? Not blame on others. No, you own your decision. You made that decision, and it is your decision. And it is not others. They should responsibility for this and for that. No. Now, if you are angry, you should be angry, well, with you, if you want. You took that decision, well, you're angry with you. But don't be angry with you. Why would you? You took that decision in your good criteria and your good faith. So you made a decision which proved to be wrong, right? Okay. So you get a lesson, a tuition from life that this was not a good decision. So you analyze the situation again. You said, well, perhaps my decision was wrong, and I should have gone, well, that way or the other way. That would be the right look at what happened to you. Now, this is anger, and this is about gratefulness. So I would rather look back in my career and think that I have been or am grateful for whatever setbacks I have suffered in my life. Suffered, yes, I have suffered in my life. I have suffered in my life just as you did suffer, and just as everyone else has suffered. Now, if you are grateful for that tuition, it opens you, well, another perspective of what is this experience meant for you, and what is this experience giving back to you. What is the feedback that life wants you to see? Well, this gratefulness, well, you have to see anger and gratefulness are something which are contradicting, meaning that you can either be grateful or you can be angry. You can't be both. That's not possible. The brain is not conceived like this. Now, if you're angry, as I said before, you can't see the possibilities of the tragedy which unfolds in front of you. Whereas, if you are grateful for this experience, grateful even if it constitutes in a first moment a kind of setback, well, then you see eventual possibilities which opens up in front of you. So you are with your boss and you have whatever inappropriate experience with your boss, and you are left with a choice. Well, I have to go tomorrow or I have to leave, and if I have to leave, what can I do? And there's nothing I can do, and I'm very angry. And so if you're grateful, well, that is a lesson the life has taught me and has taught me, and now I'm looking for what is in front of me, and I can see possibly or probably or eventually I can see a way out in a different path which I had not seen before. And when I was angry, I was only focused in revenge or in other emotions, which blinds me to what can be the future. Are you with me? So, to be grateful is an important emotion which clears your mind and which gives you a possibility to see your own future in a more clean and clear way. Whereas anger, just the contrary, it makes just the contrary. And you can't be one and the other. There's one small thing I want to join with the previous video, which is about the focus. If you have a focus on something, on the future, on the next step, on what you want to go, where do you want to go, etc., that is a good thing. But the mind, more often than not, the mind is wired to look what is wrong. I'll give you one example. If you are here in Spain, we have a lot of parking lots underground, and a lot of pillars, and the space is rather scarce in order to park the car. Now, if you look at the pillar in order to park the car, I can guarantee you one thing. You will go for the pillar. Yes, you will go for the pillar. And if you look for where do you want to go, so you focus only on your parking lot, then the pillar does not exist. You phase the pillar out. So then you go to the parking lot. So you focus on where you're going to, and that is how it should go. If you focus on where you do not want to go, so in a stupid example, if you go to the golf course, and in the golf course you have a water hazard just in front of you. You go, you think by making the swing, you think of the water hazard, and where do you think the golf ball goes? Yes, you're right, it goes into the water hazard. So you have not to focus, you have not to say, do not go to the water hazard. That is not the right way to think of. You have to focus, where do you want the ball to go? Yes, on the fairway, behind that whatever it is, you don't mind what it is. So that is the thing. Be grateful, be focused. Grateful for what happens and happened in your life. It makes you a better version of yourself. You made a mistake. Well, perhaps you didn't make a mistake. So that was one criteria what you can have done, have taken. So why not take the other criteria next time? Hopefully that gives you some value and perspective. Thanks for tuning in.